Hi, this is Dr. Gloria Frost of the University of St. Thomas. In this short video, I'm going to be talking about the common good. The common good is one of those ideas that is so familiar to all of us that we think we understand it. But then when we try to define it, we realize that it's at the same time elusive and hard to put into words. So in this short video, we will look to the medieval philosopher and theologian Thomas Aquinas for insight about what the common good is. According to Aquinas, a common good is contrasted with a private good. A private good is a good that by definition is enjoyed by just one person or a certain group of people alone. My shirt, my book, my food, and my family's house are all examples of private goods. These are good things enjoyed by just me or my own family alone. They are not goods that the whole community enjoys together. Common goods, by contrast, are goods that are good for everyone in the community. What would it mean for there to be a good that is good for everyone? The first idea that might come to your mind is some sort of whole that can be divided into parts for everyone to have a share of. Perhaps a pizza that everyone can take a slice of, or library books that everyone is free to check out. These goods, however, are not common in the right sort of way. When one person eats a slice from the pie, there's less left for everyone else. When one person checks out a book from the library, then no one else can use that exact book. These goods are in fact diminished by people enjoying them. Aquinas says that genuinely common goods are not diminished by people taking part in them. That means my enjoyment of the good doesn't preclude or lessen your capacity to enjoy the good. We share the good together without there being less of it for others. But what sort of goods meet this criteria of not being diminished when many partake in them? Some examples of common goods are the victory which a sports team achieves. The entire team can enjoy the good of winning as a whole together. The victory is not broken into pieces and distributed out to each individual. Another example is peace. After a time of conflict in a nation, the peace that is achieved is something good that all citizens share in. There's just the same degree of peace to go around for every citizen, even if a new person comes into the nation. This is unlike the pizza. If one more person comes to the pizza party, then there's less pizza to go around for every person there. The key point to keep in mind is that common goods are goods that can be shared in by many people without there being less of the good to go around for the others. Aquinas thought that the state and its laws exist for the sake of securing the common good. But if there are many types of common goods, such as peace, military victories, what is the exact good that the state and its laws exist to achieve? Is it peace, or safety, or military victories over other countries? In Aquinas' view, it's actually none of these. Aquinas thinks that the common good that the state and its laws aim to secure is a shared life of virtue. The good life for every individual human being is a life spent pursuing virtue. Aquinas thought that to live a life of virtue, we must live in a society with other human beings. We are by nature social animals that only flourish in community together. Aquinas thinks that the fact that we have a capacity to learn and speak languages gives evidence that by our nature we are made to be in community with others of our same kind. The shared life of virtue, which is the good of the community as a whole, counts as a common good because many people can partake in this life of virtue without it being diminished for others. If one person's life in the community helps him to live virtuously, it doesn't thereby mean that there'll be less of the virtuous life for others in the community. Let's take a look at how specifically the community helps to create a shared life of virtue and why it is that a community is necessary for an individual person to live a virtuous life. Aquinas says that in order to know how to apply the natural law, which are the very general moral truths which humans can know by reason, to apply these to specific concrete situations in daily life, a person needs both wisdom and experience. In Aquinas' view, a key purpose of human laws are to instruct good people on how to go about doing good in specific daily situations. Thus, without being in a community, a person would be lacking in the guidance that laws and wiser people give for how to live out the natural moral law in specific cases. Furthermore, there are some virtues by their nature that can only be exercised in community with others. We cannot be generous without another person to benefit through our generosity. We cannot be just unless there are other people and things which we owe to them. Without a life shared with others, no one can live out all of the human virtues. While Aquinas thought that the aim of the political community and its laws are the common good, which is a shared life of virtue, he also thought that there's still a further higher common good that the life of virtue will achieve for us. Aquinas believed that this ultimate common good was God himself. In Aquinas' view, the purpose of virtuous living is to arrive at knowledge and love of God. All things come from God as their source, and all things have the ultimate goal of being reunited with God. God counts as a common good since he can simultaneously be known and loved by all creatures without being diminished. To conclude, in Aquinas' view, the ultimate aim of every community must be for its members to attain through their virtuous living union with God. Union with God is the common good, which is a good for all together.